You know, never in a million years would I ever think I would see Michael Buffer. You know, the guy from the boxing matches that goes, "Let's get ready to rumble!" in Dumbo as a circus ringmaster reciting the lyrics of When I See an Elephant Fly. I guess Disney really do make dreams come true.
Fly, Dumbo. Fly. Baby of mine.
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Luke's Reviews, and on today's video I will be reviewing the latest live-action Disney remake of Dumbo. This time it's directed by Tim Burton and also stars Colin Farrell, Eva Green, Danny DeVito, Michael Keaton. Now, to me, remaking Dumbo was always a peculiar choice because when you think of the pantheon of Disney films, of all the classic animated Disney films, Dumbo's great, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't scream that it's necessarily wanting a live-action remake. But, considering the lack of demand, Dumbo turned out pretty good. Now, I'm quite confused at the negative response that this is receiving because as I'm recording this right now, it's currently on about like a 53-54% on Rotten Tomatoes, which isn't terrible, but I do think it's considerably lower than I think it kind of deserves. Now, Dumbo is by no means perfect, but it has a lot of that ideal Disney whimsy and that Burton aesthetic that make it really quite enjoyable. So Dumbo's quite odd into, is it a live action remake? And for the most part, in a way, yes. For about the first 45 minutes, it is basically Dumbo. But Dumbo, the original 1941 adaptation, is only an hour long. So it was clear that they had to try and pad it out to fit a 1 hour 50-minute runtime. And so the first 45 minutes is basically the Dumbo story that you know, and then we basically get, from that point onwards, a sequel. We get Dumbo 2. The cast are all game in this film. You've got Colin Farrell, who plays Holt Farrier, I think his name is, and he's kind of like the handyman for the circus. He used to fight in the war, and so he's still harbouring a lot of scars from that, both mentally and physically. He's also got two children. They're pretty good in the film. I was watching the film, and his daughter, I kept sitting there thinking, she looks so much like Tandy Newton. I look up after the film, turns out she's actually Tandy Newton's daughter. Eva Green works well as the acrobat who's paired with Dumbo once Keaton's circus extravaganza arrives. Basically, you've got Danny DeVito owning the Medici circus, and Keaton arrives with Dreamworld, which I got the feeling its aesthetic is kind of inspired by Disney's early plans for Tomorrowland. I just got that feeling. I think it came across beautifully. There's one thing that I can't fault with Tim Burton's Dumbo, is that visually it's gorgeous. It's oozing with colour, with the Burton-esque type of visuals that pop everywhere. Dumbo looks incredible. We'll get onto Dumbo in a bit because I will lay down my life for that elephant. But Danny DeVito is just Danny DeVito in this film, and it works because when you've got him pairing up with Michael Keaton, who obviously were both in Batman Returns, directed by Tim Burton, so you've got a bit of a reunion there. They kind of bounce off each other so well, and Keaton in this film, he's kind of the scene stealer. He plays this cartoonish villain, which again, it works within the context of this film, who's out there to just poach every little property that he can for his own company, which, I mean, the irony there, considering it's produced by Disney. But Keaton, he just chews the scenery with everything he's given. It just makes for this really deliciously campy but evil villain that you just love to hate. Now let's get on to the main attraction, because Dumbo himself is the most precious thing in this entire film. The way not only he's brought to life, but the way the others interact with him, it just sets your heart soaring. And I think, honest to God, you can solve any issue, break any bad news, and it will be somehow lightened if you just show a picture of baby Dumbo. Look, baby Dumbo! Oh, by the way, I ran over your cat.
Oh, he's alive! Ah.
Oh, hi, Luke.
Hey, look, baby Dumbo!
Oh, that's cool.
By the way, I slept with your girlfriend.
You did what?
The Dumbo!
Dumbo?
Okay, so maybe not every problem. Burton seems to have reined in a lot of his typical directorial styles and techniques. It's not as gloomy, and he gives a much more heartfelt approach to this flying elephant story that we all know and love. Unfortunately, without that overabundance of style that we're used to in Burton films, it does point out some glaring flaws within the script. Unfortunately, in some of the scenes, it comes across quite bland and a bit fluff and filler. Yes, you've got fantastic visuals, and Danny Elfman's score is tremendous, but you're sat there watching it thinking, this is entertaining, but I don't feel the need to rush and jump up and down about Disney have done it, they've knocked it out of the park. It's an entertaining watch that I think you're going to enjoy and have a good time with, but it's nothing that's going to linger in your memory. It's also very unoriginal as we get into that second half and they're testing out new stories and new twists on the tale that we all thought we knew. Again, it's fine, but it's nothing spectacular. It's more a case of, I think that they went with the ambition to adapt Dumbo, and then they realised that with it only being 1 hour, 4 minutes in total, the original film, they're going to really struggle to do that, and so they had to pad it out somehow. And whilst it's an easy watch that I think families will love no matter your age, I don't think it's that impactful by the end of it. Dumbo is not the best live action Disney film ever made, but if you love the original Dumbo, I can't see you having that much of a problem with this one. It stays true to the story that came before, and it's taking it on a different journey that I think you'll enjoy. But again, I just wish that they could have just done that little bit extra. Overall, I'm going to give Dumbo a 7 out of 10. So there we have it. Those are my thoughts on the live-action remake of Dumbo. Let me know what you thought of the film in the comments below, as well as what your favourite live-action Disney remake is so far. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We are only 9 subscribers away at the time of recording. We are so close to 100 subscribers, guys. So if you haven't clicked that button already, do it now and join us all. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and blog are in the description below. Many thanks for watching, guys, and I shall see you in the next video.